I am Patrick Cotter. I am a senior engagement manager at Tealium. I've been with Tealium for 3.5 years, and my responsibility is on the professional services team, where I will help customers define scope and write their SOWs and help drive you into your Tealium implementation. The Tealium Professional Services Department consists of project managers, implementation engineers, digital strategists, and engagement managers like myself. Um, all projects that you will work with will include a project manager and an implementation engineer. Some customers will also interact with our digital strategists depending on what scope they have in their SOW. The tenure of the team is a little bit over 6 years, which is very well versed, and then we do have several members on a team that are 10 plus years of experience. We have three different ranges that we offer as far as when we bring a customer into Tealium. The first one is an accelerated range, or what we like to call our fast lane. It's about delivering core results fast, enabling customers to realize the business value in as little as 4 weeks. The next one we have is what we call the foundational implementation. This is about setting up the essential groundwork for a customer's data strategy, providing immediate value, and also creating a platform that gives you future growth. And it can also still incorporate some of that accelerated aspects into the foundational. And then our third and final one is an enterprise implementation. And this is about delivering that strategic business value for comprehensive data orchestration. We offer real-time personalization and robust privacy compliance at scale. And again, building from that foundational and accelerated options as well, giving you value quickly in an enterprise implementation. Foundational and enterprise implementations are typically a phased approach. We like to have different aspects of the implementation targeted so you can see value immediately, but then also grow that implementation over time, continuing to roll things out. And that again is where an accelerated implementation will add components to it for quick wins, and then the remaining features are completed over time. These ranges are always subject to change based on each customer's need. No customer is the same, and we like to make sure we're delivering the value that you require at the time frame that you need it. For an accelerated implementation, we like to target 4 weeks from the project kickoff. It does require a bit of pre-approved scope and use cases, which we can get into later. With foundational, we still encompass that accelerated timeline for that quick value, again. But on average, we would expect that implementation to take a total of 10 to 12 weeks. And then again, depending on the scope and whatever business value needs you may have as a customer. And then finally, that enterprise, it's that comprehensive phased implementation that will have multiple features go live over an extended period of time, possibly encompassing accelerated tracks for quick wins with that foundational building blocks delivered in phases to realize your broader vision. Accelerated implementations is scope with the intended outcome of reaching your value within 4 weeks from predefined inputs, efficient decision cycles, and clearly assigned owners for data sources and activation. With Accelerated, we focus on CAPI implementations as well as CDP or audience stream implementations. The accelerated projects do have core prerequisites. As an example, we like to have a web domain with an existing data layer already in place, where all we have to do is install the Tealium collect tag. We can do big data warehouse integrations, but you need to make sure you have your authentication credentials available to us and have your destination tables ready. An example of this would be inside of Snowflake. We also like to make sure that we are using marketplace connectors. So these are Tealium connectors that are already built with the integrations available to us. Then your required settings for those chosen connectors, and then ensure any required identifiers that are necessary for those destinations are available. Another big piece to it is making sure you have your developers available, business owners, your integration owners, and that destination platform owner, whoever is the person that's necessary for that end of the path integration. And then the last part of it is enablement. At Tealium, we like to teach to fish. We will do as much as we can for you, but we want you to own the platform. And so that we ask your core team start with some basic on-demand training that's available on the Tealium website. For the CDP implementations, we do like to lead with a suppression use case, but it's the quickest way to reduce waste and media spend. And we can leverage existing destination assets, which you will have, which will help us speed up the connector setup and validation of the data once it's there. The central theme to success in a Tealium implementation is customer preparedness. And with customer preparedness, that means we need to have the full team buy-in. And an example of full team buy-in is during the sales process, we might only work with one business unit from an organization. But then when the project kicks off, we work with a second business unit who now needs to be brought up to the same expectation as the first. And that can cause friction in our processes. So we want to make sure we reduce that by making sure everybody has buy-in at the same time that the project kicks, everyone has a full understanding. And then other simple things like clear objectives, ready data sources, credentials in hand, named owners, who's going to be handling what, are all important items that will help drive success in an implementation. Delays, or as we commonly refer to them, roadblocks, are typically a lack of available customer resources, uncertainty around connector requirements, incomplete prep for credentials. We like to avoid them by aligning scope to business objectives. Confirming the statement of work that Tealium has provided you reflects the scope that you want, the business goals that you have, and ensuring the right resources are engaged up front when they begin to interact with the Tealium team. The secret to going live in under 30 days, it's not much of a secret. It's great communication. It's great communication on your end. It's great communication from Tealium. It's great communication between Tealium and you. It's a collaborative project manager approach, clear objectives. It's aligned resources. And at the end of the day, with what we try to do from accelerate to foundational to enterprise, it starts small, prove value, and then expand over time, expand in phases. That's the success. We can get you live in 30 days and show value. The ultimate goal is to make sure that you're always growing and always using the Tealium platform as it's necessary to you. And in closing, I'd just like to thank you for your time and point out with Tealium's implementation approaches, you'll experience quick wins that show early return on investment. You will have a foundation that will continue to grow over time, and eventually you will build that into a robust platform for years of future success.